It's one of those tracks where when you watch someone make it, you kind of can hear where they're trying to go with it and they don't quite make it. You're sitting in the audience like, ah, he was so close. If only he went a little bit to the left or the right. I can imagine myself sitting outside of my body, watching myself produce it. I'm like, no, what have you done? Why are you using that sound? So I'm actually going to go into a sound pack I made called Sounds Gone Rogue. You can get it in the link in my description. Check it out. Let's see what we've got in here. The overall vibe I was going for was future bass. It just didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. But that sample from my sound pack, Sounds Gone Rogue, is so sick. When I made it, it instantly gave me like a Daft Punk vibe. Woo! That's a mood. There's something about the workflow that is still not smooth enough for me to get my ideas from my head to the computer with no traffic or jams in between. Some of my best music has started with a really confused sketch idea. Sometimes when the sketch idea is kind of bad, it's quite easy to fix, as long as you know why it's bad. The worst is when it's bad and you don't know why, then it's kind of helpless and you end up deleting it. This one, I feel like I could come back to it at a later date and hear what I was trying to do and be like, oh, all you gotta do is this. And then it's done. I do like that snare. That drum kit, I'm definitely going to come back and use it again. I'm not sure if that snare is too aggressive for future bass, but we'll see. If I use it on another track, we'll find out the answer to that. While making this track, I didn't want it to go down a direction that I didn't plan for it, because I had the initial vision of what I wanted. So from beginning to end, I was fighting for it. That vision is going to dictate all the little decisions you make. Anytime you say, oh, forget my vision, let's go to where you're going. It's good, but whatever. Sucks. Speeds up the warp. That's what it is. Everything in here. Crop. And then I guess what I could do is put a shaper on the... Those sliced vocals, man. There was a lot of good samples within that drum line, but what started to happen was the chopped synth and the chopped vocals were starting to compete with each other for the spotlight, you know? Which one's going to be the shiny sound that makes everyone go crazy? Something like this. Deep down, I was trying to get a similar vibe to Grant and these two other producers, I forgot their names, but it's called Without You and it's on that Monster Cat label. But the drop of that track still gives me goosebumps. I've got no idea what processing they used to chop the vocal. And if it was the original female vocal, it's so far removed from that. And now it's become its own instrument and it has its own sonic identity. But most importantly, it's that the drop is so melodic, even though we're chopping up this sound and making it sound futuristic and like something you haven't heard before. And there's something about that vocal texture that makes you feel, it's kind of emotional. It's kind of like, I don't know, like some alien child or baby trapped inside a box and it's trying to communicate with you. That's the best way to describe it. Just thinking of that analogy has made me smile and made me think. I want my music to make people have those kind of visualizations and trying to imagine what can you see when you hear the sound. I spent so long trying to get these chops in a way that sounded interesting. It got to the point where I couldn't chop it anymore. I had to move on to another sound. I'm glad I didn't settle for the kind of chops I had in the beginning and we kind of pushed it a bit, but I don't know, even getting it into the simpler, trying to lock down the warp mode and stuff like that, it was a bit too long. And I'm telling you, man, I'm starting to miss my MIDI keyboard. There's nothing like being able to knock out melodies and chords so quickly at the touch of your fingers. But me and this piano roll, we will become best friends, believe me. I'm gonna start knocking out some stuff and you guys are gonna be like, what? Double click, piano roll, mad. I was kind of working mostly from one pack, the build and drop pack. Obviously that's got a lot of EDM and trap sound, so I was just hoping that every time I opened that folder, I was gonna get the sound that I needed. And for the most part, it was okay, but I know there's some other sounds within other packs that would actually be really good for future bass, but we didn't have time to find them. Because I know my sound quite well, I can hear these kind of things that I always do, like typical procedures and typical methods and stuff. And I'm trying to break out of it, grow a bit and try to do new things. So that was a big part of making today's track was, can I not be myself just a little bit and start doing some new things that I can add to my toolbox? Maybe on camera, that is not the time to be doing that, but it's good for you guys to see the process because this is exactly what you should be doing. Experimenting and failing and learning from it. If you want more inspiration for making your own music, make sure to check this playlist here. If you're looking for some sounds that slap, check out the description for a link to my new sample pack, Sounds Gone Rogue. That's it for me in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.